Well, thank you so much for coming today and for coming to chat and bringing questions if you have got some questions, and coming to also maybe have some comments. I'm really excited about introducing this course to you. I know a few of the people that are here today have already signed up. So thank you for those that have signed up and they're still coming to be interested in it. It really shows that you are really in it. I'm going to be talking a little bit generally about the course rather than going straight into questions and answers. And then I'm going to be opening it up so that you can bring in your own questions and we can start some sort of discussion. I'm thinking that the meeting is going to go on for about an hour. We won't go over too much, otherwise you know it takes up a whole lot of your afternoon, but I am very happy to continue if anyone still has questions that haven't been answered. And I have with me Rosa today, who you probably have met, and if you haven't met, she's a course coordinator at Evolve Movement Education. So some of the questions I might actually pass over to her and she can answer those. So the first thing that I wanted to tell you is that this is a new course for us that has come from hibernation. We, as I imagine a lot of you can probably relate to this, I have been feeling that during the past few months, living in lockdown in the UK, it was very hard for us to know how we were going to bring back the Moving Fascia Diploma course that we do every year. So every year we run a course that is 5 modules, is very much based in fascial anatomy, and it has a lot of embodiment. A lot of the work that we do in the course incorporates techniques that are based on self-release and that help us dive into the felt sense of how it feels to experience a particular structure, a particular system, or a particular area that we have been talking about, so that it becomes an experiential anatomy course as opposed to it being studying the body as a separate object, which of course I do not believe it is. So so being in this kind of lockdown, it was kind of like, okay, well, what do? We just bring this course online, and that would have been the sort of most kind of easy answer, but it just, to me personally, it felt that there was a real potential for us to lose the embodiment side of the course, and that the interaction, and I know, Sandra, I've got you right there, like Sandra, you were part of the diploma, and you have gone through the diploma, and you know that yes, we did do a lot of presentation, and I kind of like was giving you a whole lot of anatomy, but then we were always going and embodying that and having our own felt sense and what does it mean for me, my own personal experience of what it's like to embody my, I'm going to say, my omentum, yeah, or whatever it is, you know, a particular organ. Or so I go on. So I'm going to try to be a little bit, I do go on. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more focused. So the idea was to not bring the course back on completely fully online. And obviously we are completely hindered by the fact that we have to continue keeping everyone safe and being sensible with the current situation. So we've decided, and this hasn't just come out of lockdown, but we decided to bring out this course which brings just the movement, which are those embodied movements. Can you say that? Embodied movements is these little movements that can lead us towards the embodiment of our anatomy without going deep into the theory. So stripping out all the talking and going into the real experiential part of the course, introducing those self-release techniques and those movement techniques that, well, I have developed and we decided to call Moving Fascia, and now it's kind of become a method. So bringing the method together and being able to offer it as an opportunity to spend 4 days really diving into movement, really going into experiencing, so that if we did have to bring this course online, it wasn't going to be a disembodied, separate experience. So this is where it comes from. As you know, not only from this, but this is really, truly, if I'm very honest, this is where it kind of all came together. Like, we have to bring this course out completely separate without the anatomy as teacher training, where we are bringing in professionals who are already the teaching movement or are already manual therapists, and that they want to bring it back into their practice, incorporating new tools, new techniques that can bring a bit more of a fascia focus approach. So that's where the course comes from. And then I can go into telling you a little bit about what the course looks like. I'm gonna go and touch onto the very basics of the course dates, the structure, the prerequisites, who it's for, and how we're thinking to bring this out. And then I'll open it up so that you can come and ask some questions. So I'm gonna share a screen with you. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share the screen. I think I'll share that one. Hello. Is that sharing anything? Can you see any sharing? Yes.
Yeah, we can see your whole screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's better. Now, I'm not on my normal computer, so I apologize if there's any delays on anything. I'm actually using someone else's computer, and I hope it's gonna work, me sharing the presentation. Right, these are just parts of the website, just to introduce you to the course, really to the total basics. And I probably should be passing Rosa on to introduce you to this part of things. So as I was saying, the idea is to bring a course that is going to help you specialize in fascia. If you do not already work with fascia and you are a movement teacher or a manual therapist, it's going to bring you into some it's going to bring techniques and tools for reducing tension and minimizing pain, and yeah, getting to have a sense of fluid movement. So the course dates are in June, and they are on the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th of June. So this is 4 days. And the course is going to be streamed live. The times you can see there are from 9 until 12:30 in the morning and from 2 until 5:30 in the afternoon. Now, of course, that is a lot of hours of streaming, and I am very conscious and aware of this. Bringing it out, and we are working really hard to find within those times that we've put there, how can we bring you an experience in which we are delivering the course in experiential chunks. So chunks of time that are not from 9 in the morning until 12:30, but that have breaks, and that we can make it so that it breaks and you have a chunk that is based very much in your own embodiment and in your own movement. And the chunk in which we're going through the movements with detail, you have your downloadable PDF in front of you, and you can then ask questions. We're trying to make it as interactive as possible via Zoom, but at the same time, try to break it down so that is not an overwhelming amount of hours online. The course will be those 4 days. It is going to be live, but as it is being streamed, it's also going to be recorded. When I'm saying that it's going to be streamed, it's because we're going to be using different cameras. It's not like today when I'm just sitting here in front of a camera and you're seeing me flat. We're going to be at the studio. I'm not at the studio right now. And we're going to have different cameras throughout the room so that you can have close-ups and you can have more of a sort of general overview of what is happening, and we can cut from one to the other. All that is going to be streamed and is going to be uploaded onto the course platform, which you will have access for when the course has finished. The following couple of months after the course has finished, through until there's a date in September, at the beginning of September, is going to be a period of hopefully intense experiencing for you and putting in time for your own self-study. And what we will then go and do is a follow-up session where you can bring in questions after there's been a month after the course, and you can come in and have maybe another experiential class and bring in some questions and some comments about how you're finding the work. And then there will be an exam in September, which is going to be an exam online where you will be sending in a video of you teaching a class, and then we're going to have an appraisal where we'll be talking about how you have incorporated the moving fascia techniques into your own practice, into your own movement, and we'll be talking privately about that. Just going to try to escape these and stop the share from these and try to share something else. Let me see if I can share. Yes. Okay. Right. Now, I don't want to go on and on and on, but I was wanting to show you today our platform. So some of you have studied with us online and some of you haven't. Those of you that have studied online, you understand the inside of our platform. But if you've noticed on our website, you have a login here. When you go to login, it takes you to log into the platform. And once you're inside that platform, this is what you see. So in here you have all your programs that you've got in with us. And I just wanted to share with you how that looks from the inside so that you understand that once you've been on the live sessions in Zoom, you will then go into something similar to what we do for Moving Fascia Foundations. So Moving Fascia Foundations and also the Moving Fascia Teacher Training will have its own platform where you have the information delivered in small videos. If I just go to module 1, you have got little videos. This is very, very theory-based. Obviously, Moving Fascia Teacher Training will be more experiential, and you have the videos just here that you can go from one to the other, and you have downloadable PDFs, which in the case of Moving Fascia Teacher Training, it will be your where you have the information about the movements and the self-release techniques. There will be an exam, as I was saying, and the assessment will all be done online. Like you can do it here as well in Moving Fascia Foundations. It's not letting me do it because it says that I haven't completed the course. So you will have to complete the course before you can do your assessment. Some of you have done assessments with us online. So that's where your course will be. Once it has happened, you will be able to revisit any videos and you won't have to watch 4 hours of videos. You will be able to just go specifically to specific movements or specific chunks of experience that happened live. The other thing that you will be able to do when you go to your library is, hang on, it's taking me to my account. We will be having a community. So I want to show you the community, one community that we are using. So in the community, it will be a place for us to talk and converse. So Facebook is a great place, and we have got a group, a private Facebook group, which is the Moving Fascia Facebook group. But we want this to be a private place where you feel a lot safer, and we can just share anything in relationship to the course, questions, comments, some of your experience, whatever it is that comes up for you. So to give you a view, this is one of our communities, and here in the community you will have access to Zoom meetings or anything that we're bringing in, and you will then have an opportunity to talk about different things, and you can see that other people will be commenting on there as well. You can see things as topics, or you could just go straight into the feed and say, hey, how is everyone feeling? Did you try this session? You know, how did it feel? So it's very similar if you use any social media platform. It's very similar to that, but it's completely enclosed within our website. So there is no opportunity for your post to be shared outside the group that is created within Moving Fascia Foundations. Right, I'm talking loads. What else? What else in terms of questions that have come up? I think that's kind of what I'm going to go to. I'm going to pass over to Rosa and ask Rosa if she's wanting to perhaps tell us a little bit about maybe prerequisites or that kind of thing, so you don't get too tired of me.
Yeah, so can everyone hear me good? Can we
Rosa, I think you've pinned me so that they cannot see you.
I just want them to still look at you.
Oh.
Hello. Hi. Yeah, I think this does relate to quite a common question that we get around this time when we start looking for students and seeing who's interested in joining us is who the course is for, and then on top of that, what do they need to have done, or what kind of experience and knowledge do they need before they join the training. And I think with this training like this, we're definitely it's definitely recommended that people do have an experience of fascia. They have an experience of fascial anatomy, and they're not coming into this you know, but without that. And especially I think because I mean, we're quite excited about that this is going to be such a practical training, and especially given a year of being, you know, stuck inside your house. Movement is just the thing that really helps, and so that's really exciting. We can put that emphasis on it, but obviously we want people to have that foundation. So when it comes to you know, the teaching, there is a certain language that we all kind of understand, and there aren't too many translation issues and things like that. So obviously there are different routes. Again, this is similar to all of our moving fascia courses, but commonly Pilates teachers, yoga teachers, body workers, sort of movement practitioners, that's the sort of general kind of person that might be looking to do the course, to add this new layer to what they already do. I think a lot about this method is making it sort of integrative into what else you're already doing or needing to apply, or giving more to your clients. So it is a kind of wide range. And obviously we also always say, if you're feeling at all that you're not sure whether it's the right step for you at this point, or whatever you're doing, or whatever you're working on, or how you're working with people, then just get in touch with us and we can kind of speak about that in more detail, about where you've come and what you've done so far. The other thing with the prerequisites is that we are not making Moving Fascia Foundations, which Anna just briefly showed you, kind of obligatory before you come onto the course, but it's a very good kind of indication of what kind of understanding of fascial anatomy we'd like you to have. Again, you can speak to us if you've got sort of a similar course or a similar qualification that you've done previously, that there might be some overlap, and you don't necessarily need to do it. Is there, I think that's it, Anna. Is there anything
I think I kind of would like to talk to people rather than talk at people, if that's okay with everyone. And then maybe we can invite someone to ask a question. So maybe if we can open up the possibility, I think you have to do that, Rosa, for people to be able to unmute. Now, if you're not talking, if you could keep yourselves on mute, because obviously that, Rosa, now you are pinned yourself, I think.
Yeah, I think you can unmute yourself.
But what I mean is that you have to unpin yourself, otherwise we will just see you when people talk.
Oh, you're not seeing, are you just seeing me all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pin you.
All right.
Also, feel free to just pop questions in the chat box if you don't want to, if you haven't spoken yet today, and that feels like a big thing.
And Carla's saying that you weren't pinned. It's just me being on this weird computer. Thank you, Carla. Right, maybe the best way to do this, if someone has a question and what you want to raise your hand, so that not okay. So Alyssa, I saw you first. If we could just go for Alyssa, if you can let Alyssa unmute herself, and then we move on. Hello. Hi,
hello.
Alyssa.
Hi. So I was just wondering if the course is applicable to me. I'm a sports massage therapist. I work a lot with fascia. I've also done the dissection with Julian Baker. So yeah, I'm interested to know if this is a suitable course for me, which it seems like it is at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. So I think it is. I mean, it sounds like you're already working with fascia in the treatment room, so that actually bringing in to the clinic some movement might be something that you're looking for. I don't know if that is the case, but that is part of like, it is, right? So this is how, and this is how people have in the past used the course as well. We mainly have movement teachers, but we have had manual therapists. I am a manual therapist myself, and I developed the techniques out of being a myofascial release practitioner and a movement teacher. So it's a combination of movement.
Anna, sorry to interrupt, but I think we've lost your video. I mean, that's this case? Yeah, we just seem to. I think we've lost your camera.
Okay, I apologize. This is what's kind of happening in my life today. I kind of need assistance, don't I? I need an assistant. I will have assistance on the course, so this won't happen again. Oh, 1 second. I am ever so sorry. I'll keep talking. So Alyssa, you obviously, you know, I'm not sure what kind of experience of movement you will have. Here I am. I'm back.
You're back.
I can see myself, so I think I'm back.
Is your camera plugged in, Anna? Just the.
It is plugged in, so I don't know why the camera went off.
Low.
How do you know my battery is low?
How do I know that? Because I know everything. It flashed up telling you that your battery was exhausted, which may just be a symbol of.
Right. Okay. Yeah. See how I can't be in lockdown, and you have to get me back in the studio because I need Rosa like right next to me. Then I can run courses. Right, Alyssa. Alyssa, yeah, I'm just going back to what we were talking about. It is definitely something that has, you know, we have had people that are solely manual therapists who have then started incorporating movement techniques into their practice in this way. So this will be an opportunity for you to, when people come to see you in the clinic, be able to give them a set of exercises that then they can take away and work on, so that the treatments that you're giving them can be more lasting, so there can be a bit more of a sense of an effect, and they start to not only feel the effect but also hopefully feel much more empowered, which will mean that you know, they get better As we know, the health comes from the inside, doesn't it? So, and what we have, I think there's, I'm thinking of you, Vivian, just because I can see you directly in front of me, but we have got other manual therapists in the room who have expressed that using the techniques has actually helped them also to bring the work online in these strange times that we've been living since the world did this to us. So yeah, I think that it will be applicable. In terms of your experience, I mean, the fact that you've done some dissection and you have seen, you've seen fascia there in the dissection. I mean, obviously you will have the kind of level that we expect. They will expect more than that we would expect. You don't have to do dissection to do these courses, but obviously that will have really helped.
Lovely, yeah. It feels like that is the link that I'm looking for, is the physicality that people can take away rather than dry physio exercises. I want them to feel something more. Yeah. So, yeah, it's the missing link that I want. So I'm very interested.
Brilliant. Listen.
Obviously, I'd be more interested in everything being in person, but
that's yes.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future.
I know. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Elisa. Right. Has anyone else? Vivian, let's go to you, because I cannot see everyone, but I can see you directly in front of me. Hello. Lovely to see you.
Thank you. I'm so excited about doing this course with you. Thank you so much for putting it on. My question is just really about the video assessment, and I'm suspecting it may even change depending on timings. But are you expecting, when we do the video assessment of ourselves teaching a class, that class will be taken in a hall, or could it be via Zoom? Or
it could be
else?
This is something that is not the first time that we do a video assessment. We ran a Pilates teacher training, and this year, because of what happened, we had to incorporate some video assessment as well as other types of assessment. And it actually worked really well. So that's why we thought, okay, this is something we can incorporate this time around. And the idea is that you will be doing a session on a one-to-one basis. Of course, if someone wants to do it in a class hall and they are able to safely, by all means. But the idea is that it will be on a one-to-one basis, and that could be via Zoom. It will depend, obviously, of the situation that we're in, and we are not going to be putting restrictions around that. It will be a short amount of time. It won't be like a 1 hour class. It will be more like half an hour, 20 minutes. And it will be specific movements that you've put together, showing that you can understand how to fit movements with each other in order to create a sense of flow or specificity for that particular person. The video assessment will be accompanied of some other work that you will have to do in order to kind of show who this is specific to, and show a little bit of the history of the person that you are working with, and kind of reason why you're giving I don't know, some I'm gonna say some thoracic release on the roller to someone, why. Yeah. Is that the best thing if they are osteoporotic, or is that the best thing if they are, you're going to be kind of reasoning it a little bit. And obviously this is all material that will come into the course. I hope that has answered your question, Vivian. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Lovely to see you. I'm so excited that you're on it as well. Right. Let's go to someone else. Who else is there? Caroline, lovely to see you. You want to unmute yourself.
Hi there.
Hello, Caroline.
Hi, Anna and Rosa. Fantastic that there's going to be training. I love coming to your training. And I had a couple of questions, and apologies if it's me not reading stuff properly, which may be the case. But what would the balance, there's two questions, what would the balance of theory and practice be over the 4 days? And the other one, in the practice, I've loved all that I've done on the foam roller previously in your training, but in lockdown it's been much easier to use balls, because most of my clients have Franklin balls, and although they're not as firm as the ones that you use, it's something that they all have, but the roller is less accessible, and even back face to face, not completely cleanable unless I wrap oilcloth around them all or something. I don't know, I'm thinking. So
Okay.
I wondered what you were thinking.
Okay, so lovely to see you. And I'm going to start with that last question, because I know that also, Miriam, that was a question you had. Yes, and I'm very aware, because this is a restriction that I've also met myself, obviously, because I'm in the same situation of teaching clients who might not have a roller. Now, I'm pretty bossy with people, like I go like, you have to have a roller, but I am aware that, I'm asking them to purchase something. The course will have a lot of roller work, because a lot of the techniques are based on using the soft roller, but there will also be a lot of balls work. And with the balls, like you say, we use different densities, we use softer and harder, but anyone has a ball at home. And with my clients, I often just say, just get a tennis ball from your son, or just buy a tennis ball, or it doesn't have to be like the Franklin balls are lovely, but they are expensive. So any kind of ball that they have. And then we're also going to be having some movements that don't need anything. Two more things about this. One is that even with those clients that don't have a roller, a lot of the movements that we do on the roller we are able to replicate by using blankets and towels and wrapping them around. The roller doesn't need to roll in a lot of the movements. And this is really, I'm very kind of passionate about this question, because with the roller work, and this has been my experience of meeting people who do some roller work, is like, oh yeah, I roll my ITV, and here we are, boom, 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 up and down the ITV, just creating a whole lot of information, and going, oh, that's interesting. Why do you do that? There are many ways in which we use the roller that are, and you know that, Caroline, in which we're not rolling. We're not actually letting the roller roll. It's not about ironing ourselves out. It's not about getting rid of something at all. A lot of the time, the roller is just the feedback. The pressure of the roller creates an environment in which my nervous system can be enlightened to have a richer experience of this tissue that I have created and made and being here. So I can go off on one about that one, but just to be practical, there are many ways in which we could use towels and blankets and different things that I, will be sharing on the course, and this is something that obviously is in my mind. So I was going off on a tangent, and now I've forgotten your first question.
So I've muted because there's quite a lot of cooking noise in the background. Sorry. It was, what's the balance in the 4 days of theory versus practical? I'll mute again just for peace.
Okay. Thank you, Caroline. So obviously, Caroline, you've been on the Moving Fascia Diploma, and you were part of this lovely group that started the Moving Fascia Diploma, did one module, and boom, lockdown came a year ago. So you've experienced one module of the diploma. The diploma is very much half and half. Yeah, and we do a lot of theory, and I would say it's maybe more than half and half. We do more theory than we do movement. We probably do about 60% theory. What I'm wanting to bring into this course is mainly the movement. So you're gonna have to trust that I kind of know what I'm talking about. And from my own experience of being a myofascial release practitioner and having studied anatomy to an academic level, and just it's going to be an experience. I would like to bring 90% movement into the room. We're going to be talking, there's going to be discussion, but I want to create, like I was saying earlier, experiential chunks. I want to divide it into chunks, and some of those chunks for it to very much be an opportunity for your own embodiment. So if nothing, you are getting a treatment in which you are able to travel inwards and experience the work for yourself. This is the only way that we can teach. A lot of the time when I teach, I'm teaching the unteachable. It cannot be taught. I can't teach you embodiment. It's just not possible. If anyone tells you that, say, I can't teach you embodiment. I cannot be you. I don't have your experiences. Only by creating an environment that you feel safe and you're invited to go into an experience. And this is what I want to do in the course, to be able to create that environment. So I believe that is only through the movement that we're going to be able to do that. So it's very much about your own embodiment and a lot of movement. Long answer to a very short question.
Thank you, Anna. Brilliant. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Caroline. Lovely to know. So you're already on the course anyway, so I don't have to sell it to you, but I just wanted to make those questions. Thank you. Who else has questions? Anyone else wants to, or a comment, or wants to say hi? Marika, did you just lift your hand? Yes, you did.
Hello, Anna.
Hello.
Nice to see you, darling.
Nice to see you.
I've already asked some question to Rosa, and she answered me. Thank you for that, yes, Rosa. And yeah, I just think that this course is also perfect for me because, you know, I've studied in the past as a PE teacher and shiatsu practitioner, Pilates, etc. Anatomy, a lot of anatomy and physiology, which I love it very much. So I think that because it's based mainly on movements, I think this is the right course for me. And I like also to be qualified as a teacher, movement fascia teacher, you know, not just because I've done a course with you the weekend, the breathing as a one, and then one presentation, I think it was in London, but I really wanted to do a full immersion and then, you know, be able to give more material to people, because at the moment with my Pilates, online Pilates, I forced them. I mean, I invited them, but they bought these lovely bowls, which we use with you, these soft blue bowls. I love them. And also they smell nice, like a baby. So, and people, they really enjoy themselves using them. And of course, I didn't invite them to buy the roller, so which is going to be also interesting to see in another variation if some of them they don't want to buy, and unless, I mean, until the situation changes. I mean, for an online course, I believe they will not, some of them they will not purchase, they will use alternatives. So I just wanted to ask you if you also, after the exam, you are giving some like a certificate, qualification in case I need to show to a place where I work to be added as a fascia movement course. Yeah, this I wanted to ask you. Thank you.
Thank you, Marika. It's lovely to see you and great to hear that you are thinking of joining us. Yes. So your question was about the certificate. We're going to be issuing a certificate which will certify you as a moving fascia teacher. Now, there are different things that have been raising for us, and I'm going to share here. We haven't really talked about this, Rosa, but I'm just going to go and share this. You can take it off the recording if you want. We've been thinking, well, as you know, some of you know that we have worked, we are, as a Pilates teacher training company, part of the PSAP, which is the is the Pilates School Approval Program, and we kind of go through these approval for CPD as well through the is it called the MPCP. Now, we Moving Fascia, in terms of like getting it approved by another umbrella that is not Evolve Movement Education, we are at a place where we're thinking what's the best course of action for us, but we are thinking of getting what would you call it? Rosa, help me out here. I'm finding it really hard to explain it. Getting a certification, or not certification.
It's like an approval or an accreditation.
An accreditation, that's the word. Thank you. Accreditation. And we are having conversations with SIMSPA. I don't know if people here know who SIMSPA are. If you're not in the UK, and I know a couple of you are not in the UK, this means nothing to you. If you're in the UK, SIMSPA might mean something to you. Now, we are hitting a little bit of a wall with this, because what SIMSPA is asking us that we put into our prerequisite that everyone that joins our course is a Pilates level 3 teacher, or any kind of regulated level 3 teacher. So if you're a personal trainer, it will be personal trainer level 3. Now, to me, that brings the hairs in my body up, because there are within the Pilates world many really reputable teacher training companies that are not registered with SIMSPA, which means that, say you are a Pilates Foundation teacher or a Polestar teacher, or for what it is, an Evolve Movement Education teacher, and you would not be able to join Moving Fascia Teacher training. You would not be allowed. And I don't know if Miriam is still there. For example, Miriam is not in the UK. SIMSPA means nothing to you. So why would you be in, you know, a level 3? And that will mean that we will have to cut and close the door to those people. So we've kind of hit a bit of a wall, which is why I was reluctant to kind of share it here, because it is irrelevant. So we are thinking of kind of getting accreditation from other umbrellas. If anyone here has got any suggestions of, hey, why don't you look at this other organization? We are kind of thinking of bringing it on. And I know this will mean something to some of you, because I know some of the people in the room are, and Medina, you are shaking your head. You are recognized by SIMSPA. So it will be really great for you to be able to have that stamp of, hey, you know, this is regulated by SIMSPA. But it's just, we've come to that kind of end of the road where we are, well, we do not want to close the door on some of the absolutely incredible professionals that are coming into our courses, and that we truly believe bring on what it makes our courses, which is that there's this eclectic, you know, we had an opera singer last year in Moving Fascia Diploma, you know, there's no way we were being allowed, you know, she was also a voice coach. So she had a lot of understanding of the anatomy of the head and neck. Anyway, go on. So back to your question, yes, you will get a certificate, and that will mean that you will have accreditation from us at the moment. In the future, that might mean that you have accreditation from us, or certification from us, and accreditation from another banner. Hope I've answered your question, Mike.
Yes, thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
But that means that I can, I mean, I'm self-employed anyway, but in case some studio, some place ask me to teach, I have the availability, basically. I'm entitled.
Yeah, you can say you are a Moving Fascia teacher. So it just, if they don't know what that is, you can then refer them to us, and they can see that you are specializing in fascia. So it's kind of taking your movement towards being more fascia focused.
Yes, yeah, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also like, just to conclude, Anna, I also like the fact that the exam, it will be doing with just one person, because at the moment, for the situation we are in, we cannot really, until there is lockdown going on, we cannot have a group live group of people. So having just
Yeah.
one person is actually perfect. And thank you for that,
Thank you.
that you are not rigid, like, there are not much restrictions, because
Yes,
at the moment
we
there
are
are a
already.
lot of restrictions. So
Yeah, we already have enough restrictions. Now,
yes.
I'm seeing on the chat that Caroline, you're saying that the Barrel Institute will be a good idea. Unfortunately, the Barrel Institute is a complete separate company and they do not offer accreditation to anything else. So that will not be a possibility. But I can't see your face anymore. You are there somewhere. Oh, there you are. Okay.
I understand that. I just it would be amazing, wouldn't it, in an ideal world?
In an ideal world, yes, we will be able to collaborate with them. But we offer our own view of Viscera, and yeah. Thank you. Okay, Miriam, hello.
Hi. Hi, Anna. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
I just had a question. You answered the previous one I had about the roller, because also I have a lot of online clients now, and most of them, I work mostly with musicians, and they definitely don't have rollers at home, but they need to move. So, but my second question was regarding the certification, because I have quite a lot of different certifications from previous and a lot of them needs to sort of be sustained in order for you to keep being allowed to say that you are a certified instructor in this and that. And it takes quite a lot of time and money to keep up some of those certifications. So I was wondering, are you planning on something similar here, that we need to sort of like keep this up to level, or take a certain amount of classes during the year, or be part of a community? Are there any like demands in that line?
We don't have those demands. We don't have those demands, not at the moment. If at some point we end up with, I think the thing is, like, we believe in the training. So, like, obviously if you train and you then pass the exam, and then you don't use it for 10 years, you might actually be very rusty. And I can completely understand why an organization will bring in certain boundaries as to how many classes you have to have done, or how long you have to teach for you to be able to have your certificate. What a lot of companies do is they have a certificate that is valid for a certain number of years, for 2 years or something, and then in 2 years you have to come back to us and prove that you have done other things. We don't have something like that set up. At the moment, we are doing well with that. Of course, if we hit a kind of barrier at some point in which we feel that people are abusing that, but you are going to be going through not just the training of like, oh yeah, I went there, I attended, and I have an attendance certificate. For you to actually call yourself a moving fascia teacher, we require you to have passed this exam, which means that you've had an assessment, you have had the course for 4 days live, and then a few months down the line, you've had an assessment. So you've gone into a depth of experiencing and understanding that we believe. So this is why we don't have anything like this at the moment. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, anyone else? Let's see.
We've got a question from Bex and also from Sandra in the chat, but I think we go Bex first. If you want to unmute.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Bex.
Hello. Lovely to see you. What I was going to ask. Oh, yeah. So if the exam's in September, because I've already asked Rosa. I've already joined, but I should have potentially asked that. I couldn't I can't do all the 4 days live. So to catch up on stuff afterwards. So basically, we have to be able to have covered everything, and actually, it then relates to Sandra's question of there's 70 hours self-study and assessment to complete all of that before the September course. So then also, how long do we have access to the material after September, or is it just up to September?
Okay. Right. So So if you can't, I'm going to start from the beginning. So I'm going to start from the kind of like scenario where you can't attend live. So if you can't attend live, because the course is recorded and you'll be able to access it on the platform, you'll be able to watch that at your own time. We have a Zoom session about a month after. I am hoping that by then you've like experienced the course, so you can bring in some questions. And this is an opportunity for those of you that weren't able to attend the full course live to have interaction as well, not just be kind of like doing this completely on your own. Hopefully, if you can, I mean, ideally you attend the full course live and then you do your own. If you can attend at least some of the course live, then that's good. And then the hours of self-study, I'm going to join your question with Sandra's because I'm reading it here. They're not to do with theory of anatomy. I'm not going to be giving you theory. This course is not about theory of anatomy. So the diploma is a fascial anatomy course where we start in the heart, as you know, Sandra, and we start with like talking about the pericardium, its relationship to the diaphragm. You need to know all these different things. None of that here. Yeah, you just have to experience it. But you need to know the techniques. You need to have experienced the techniques. Because you are practicing movement teachers or manual therapists, hopefully you will be starting to incorporate some of this into your practice. And in that, you're also doing some self-study. So it's very much experiential. Of course, there will be things like contraindications or precautions that you will need to know. So there will be some theory. It's just it won't be like the anatomy of the, I don't know, the abdominal wall. It won't be like that. And your other question was, sorry, I'm gonna ask you again.
How long was it available for? Would it be available for after September?
So after September is available for, you have the course available for a whole year. Okay. And we have had people asking, well, why don't you do lifetime? And I'm going to tell you why I don't do lifetime. Well, we don't do lifetime is because I have an issue with lifetime. Like, whose lifetime? My lifetime? Rose's lifetime? Your lifetime? You know, like things turn upside down and it just kind of becomes a bit, to me, it just makes me feel a bit. So we'll be available for a year. We are very aware that some people that have already been teaching with us, learning with us online, want to keep the course, and we are thinking of creating a way for you to keep that course and being involved in a community. So we have got ideas of how we might be able to do that, but for now you will have access to the material for a year. The PDFs are downloadable, so you can always download the PDFs into your computer, lose access after a year, and you have the material. But the actual community platform and all that will come down after a year. I hope that helps.
Yeah, no, thank you. I signed up really quickly and I thought I read it properly. I thought, I didn't, I just know. So that's great, thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Thanks.
Lovely to see you.
And you.
Right, Sandra, hello.
Hi, love. How are you?
I'm good.
See you.
Good to see you.
Rebecca. Long time no see, Rebecca. My question, Anna, is I did some of the diploma with you, but not all of it with you, and love it, but found the theory, the anatomy theory, kind of some went in, some went out. So my thought is the practical side of things I would love to do, but it sounds like we are going to be able to access some of the anatomy to study, go over, integrate more after the 4 days. Is that kind of right?
Okay, so there won't be any anatomy, Sandra. It will be very different to the diploma in that for you and some other people that have done the diploma, in the diploma we spend time with the presentation, we talk about, we do some embodiment, but it's very much in a kind of I'm delivering the course to you, and then we do some experiencing. This course is going to be based only on the movements, so it's technique. It really is the movement techniques and the self-release techniques, which is moving fascia method, and solely that. You will have some theory, but it won't be anatomy. It will be based around modifications, contraindications, that kind of thing, in terms of the related to the movement.
Okay, so my last two questions, Anna, are I'm so old that there was no level 3 when I did my Pilates training. Okay, and so I'm kind of, that's fine. I'm not interested in that. I probably am more interested in if I can put this course under an insurance. So like with, at the minute I'm with Balens, which just makes, you know, it just makes it,
Yes.
I don't know,
Yeah.
or just generally a little bit safer for everyone involved.
So the answer is yes. You would be able to, like other moving fascia courses, other evolve courses, people do get certified or insured by Valence. Yes.
Right.
You won't have issues with insurance.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sandra. Sandra, if you can, there's a bit of feedback, so if you don't mind muting, thank you. Has anyone else got any other questions or comments? Anyone wants to say hi to the room? How are we doing? I think no one else is asking anything else. So right. So I think I've answered all the questions, have I? Elisa, are you lifting your hand, or you're just yawning and stretching? You're just stretching. That's great. Okay, well, it's lovely to have such a lovely turnout and just like see so many of you that I already know have been on other courses. There are a couple of new faces I haven't seen before, and it's always very exciting. New faces are always very exciting, get me really curious about people and knowing where you come from and what brought you here and what's your interest. I think I've lost Rosa. Oh, there you are, Rosa.
I'm here.
You're here. Okay. So anything that you would like to say, Rosa?
I don't know, not really. I'm first of all very glad that you all came today, because someone did point out that the confirmation email said this meeting was happening on 26th of June. Which is just me probably very, very concentrated on June with the course. But yeah, it's just so nice to see everyone and have you all here and have a bit more of a chat about it, because you know this is a new course, so it's new for us as well, and all of the sort of questions around accreditation and whatnot. We know how important it is for you to get that to become recognized or to get insured or to feel safe in your practice with that. So that is why we're kind of investigating various ways that we can kind of do that in more ways. But again, as Anna said, and with what you were mentioning, Sandra, about level 3, for example, if it's a long time ago, or just that we like having a variety of people who have a variety of experience, because then it makes a very exciting learning experience if you're surrounded by people that are, because it's what you bring into the course as well, as rather than just what, Anna's putting out. And so we want to kind of remain very true and inclusive in that way. But yes, I guess we'll just bring you more information on that as and when we have it.
But we're not going to be throwing anyone out of the course because they are not a level 3 teacher, that's for sure. That's not something that we want to do. Great, I've got another message, I think, or is that? No, I think that's all. Is Medina saying how good we can. Great. Yeah, the only other thing is for those of you that haven't signed up, just to be aware that there is an early bird that finishes on Wednesday, so that if you are going to sign up before then, because there's a big reduction on the price. And one question that I think we've had quite a lot is whether the installment payment has an early bird, and it does have an early bird. You do also get a big reduction if you go into paying in installments. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we've come to the end of this meeting, and I look forward to seeing you. I mean, it's great to see that a lot of you have already signed up. So it's lovely to see you here, and I will definitely see you in June. We will be in touch with more. If you have already signed up, you should have received, this is an opportunity for me to say, you should have received an email from me with the syllabus. And if you haven't received it, then if you haven't, and I see Caroline, you're shaking your head, we need to send it to you so that you see it. Vivian, you had it. I mean, you need a cup of tea for this syllabus, yeah? You just like a cup of tea, start reading. But it shouldn't say anything different to what we've said today. So if you find it too overwhelming and you don't want to read the syllabus, then by all means, just don't read it. It's fine. You know most of it, apart from the content, which is kind of like you've got a list of contents and a list of books and things that are something that you could get if you wanted to start doing some reading. Not that we are going to be testing you in anatomy, but we do have a list of recommended books that you can go and read in order to relate this work to fascia. Okay, I think that's it. We're good.
Can I ask you one last thing, Anna?
Sure.
Yeah, regarding the payment, has to be paid all in one go, fully amount, or installment? How does it work?
Let me share the screen. I want you to see the website. So if you go to Evolve Movement Education and you go here to courses, you'll see the courses at the top.
Yes.
And it will take you to this page. Yeah. And in here you have all the information that we've just talked about with like the course dates and the objectives and all that.
Yes.
Yeah. And the pricing is down at the bottom, Marika. Yes. So you can either buy it in full right now, or as installments. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And that is available as well.
Yes, brilliant. Okay.
Okay. But the early bird finishes on Wednesday. So is it Wednesday? Sorry, maybe Thursday. You have the 1st. It's on the 1st. So the 1st of April.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Anna. I look forward to that.
Brilliant. Me too. I look forward to seeing you then. Okay, so it's always so hard, isn't it, to leave a Zoom meeting, especially when you just kind of feel a lot of like faces that you haven't seen for a long time. I just want to stay in chat to all of you and hear all the stories of lockdown and how everyone is doing. So stay safe. I wish you all the best luck on the 12th of April, if you're able to open on the 12th of April or on the 17th of May. And I hope that, you continue to be healthy. You all look very healthy. And I look forward to seeing you then. If you have got any questions that haven't been answered here and you think about them once this meeting ends, do send them to us and we'll be really happy to get back to you. Okay, so thank you very much. I will disintegrate in 3, 2,
thank you everyone.
1.